Attention! This building is now closed.
Can I move now?
Yeah, I can't believe that actually worked.
So what are we doing here again?
Come here, I'll show you. Well, we did videos on George Washington,
George Washing Machine,
Alexander Hamilton,
Alexander Sandwiches,
Abraham Lincoln.
ain't blinking.
So now it's time to learn about another American icon. And I figured there was no better place to learn about him than with that.
Wow! A piece of used toilet paper.
That's not toilet paper, Andy. That's the Declaration of Independence.
More like the dukelation of into poop pants. Come on, you gotta give it to me. That was pretty good.
All right, it kind of was. But this document is one of the most important documents in American history. And whose name do you see at the bottom of it?
John Hancock?
No, under that one.
A weird spinny circle thing? No.
And under that,
Wait, does that say what I think it says?
yep, Tommy Jeffs.
Wait a second. They spelled his name wrong. It says Jefferson. Somebody ought to fix that.
Well, that's just it. We're going to steal the Declaration of Independence and change the name on it to Tommy Jeffs.
Stealing the Declaration of Independence? But it's a national treasure.
Why'd you do that? That was weird.
Oh, no reason. So how do you plan on taking this thing? It's covered in glass.
Don't worry about it. I sent Steve to pick up some power tools. He'll be back in a minute.
So tell me about this Tommy Jeffs. He's got to be a big deal if his name is alongside John Hancock.
He totally was. And many people regard him as one of the most important people in American history.
Tommy Jeffs was born in Shadwell, Virginia on April 13, 1743, before Virginia was a state, but instead a colony owned by Great Britain. Thomas was one of 9 children, and unlike our previous videos on founding fathers such as Washington and Hamilton, Jefferson came from a super rich family. His parents, Peter and Jane, were wealthy landowners and provided him with many opportunities, including private tutors.
Who wants to learn about pot horn?
And from a young age, he studied Latin, Greek, and French. And as he grew, he learned to ride horses, play the violin, and had a passion for reading. At the age of 14, Thomas's father passed away, leaving Jefferson with a massive amount of land, some 5,000 acres in Virginia. This inheritance of land from his father made him popular amongst Virginians. But most importantly, he was now incredibly rich and could now pursue an even better education with ease.
Ugh, where's Steve? He's taking forever.
Come in. Guys, come in.
Steve.
Hurry up. We're waiting for you.
Well, I'm where you told me, but you guys aren't here.
Wait, you're in the National Archives building?
National Archives? I thought you said National Arby's building. Don't worry, I'm right next door. I'll just grab 12 roast beef sandwiches and be right over.
So, tell me more about this Tommy Jeffs.
Well, with some money behind him, he went on to do some bigger things.
With money, land, and popularity behind him, Jefferson enrolled in the College of William and Mary and began to study philosophy, math, science, architecture, and law. While there, Thomas befriended many teachers that mentored him and helped shape his incredible mind. It's reported that at this time, Jefferson read and studied for 15 hours a day, played a violin for 3. And spent his remaining hours eating, sleeping, and exercising. He eventually went on to become a lawyer and notably defended cases that were against British rule. But he eventually leaned into his interest in architecture to create something he was truly proud of, Monticello, a working plantation on an area of land he inherited from his father in Virginia that he would use to build his ideal home. The name Monticello means little mountain in Italian. Jefferson chose this specific spot because it was an area of the mountain that he enjoyed visiting as a child. Jefferson designed the home and its gardens himself, despite having no formal training in designing buildings.
I have a few ideas.
Although he started Monticello in 1768, he continuously changed and perfected this structure as it served as his home for the remainder of his life.
I think we need like 6 more water slides.
But shortly before the building of Monticello, Tommy Jeffs met his future wife, Martha Wales Skelton,
Hey girl, you like water slides?
a talented musician and member of a wealthy family. The pair lived in Monticello after their marriage in 1772. They had 6 children together, but only 2 survived into adulthood. 10 years into their marriage, Martha passed away at Monticello.
It was probably those roast beef sandwiches that did him in.
Andy, this is well before Arby's, but Tommy Jeffs did play a huge part in introducing some foods that you may love.
Not long after Thomas Jefferson began building Monticello, he started his political career in the House of Burgesses. This was like a group of early Americans in Virginia who made rules and laws for their people. Jefferson became known for standing up for the colonists' rights against unfair British rules. But over time, as tensions grew between the American colonies and Britain, Jefferson became known for his strong ideas about independence and the rights of the American colonies. Because of his reputation, Virginia chose him as one of their delegates to the Continental Congress, a meeting where representatives from all of the colonies gathered to discuss how to respond to things the British were doing that the colonists didn't like.
I don't like the British. They call fries chips. They call chips crisps. And they called me Arthur. What? That's my grandmother's name.
Here, he aligned forces with some of the most famous American legends in an Avengers-level team-up: Ben Franklin, George Washington, and John Adams, who Jefferson actually became really good friends with. In the Continental Congress, Jefferson played a key role and was known for being an incredible writer, and eventually, he was picked to write the first draft of the Declaration of Independence, a document demanding independence and freedom from British rule. In the Declaration, he wrote the legendary line, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal," which basically means it's completely true and kinda obvious that everyone is equal. Now, whereas the likes of Hamilton and Washington were fighting in the Revolutionary War for America's independence, Jefferson was really more of a thinker than a fighter. He went on to be the governor of Virginia and fought for American freedom with his words rather than his fists. But after America won its independence from Britain, Jefferson still had a major role to play. First, he headed to France with Ben Franklin.
Just a heads up, if you say oui oui to the French, that doesn't mean what you think it does.
And eventually became an ambassador, or someone who's sent to another country to represent their home. Tommy loved France, especially Paris, and was enamored with its art, music, architecture, and food. When he returned, he brought back 86 crates of things like furniture, art, seeds, and more. It's also said that Jefferson brought back some of his favorite foods he discovered in France, including French fries, macaroni and cheese, and ice cream. Many credit Jefferson with making these foods popular in the United States, but when he returned, he was tasked with an incredibly important role. George Washington was just chosen as the first president of the United States, but he knew he needed help, so he chose 2 of the most intelligent people he knew to stand by his side as the Secretary of the Treasury and the Secretary of State, Alexander Hamilton and Tommy Jeffs.
Ah, the late, great Alexander Sandwiches. I wonder if he liked Arby's. He probably invented the place.
Why are we constantly talking about Arby's lately? Oh, here comes Steve.
All right, I got a power drill, a hammer, 12 roast beef sandwiches, and an Arby's menu. I dropped the roast beef sandwiches on the highway, and 2 raccoons licked them, but I promise they still taste the same. Don't ask me how I know.
Give me that. One declaration of into poop pants coming up.
Despite being 2 of the most intelligent people of their time, these 2 men did not see eye to eye and reportedly disliked each other very much, as they both had different ideas about how the country should be run, which made working together a little tricky.
Hey Hamilton, did you see my peanut butter sandwich with extra peanut butter anywhere?
No.
After many years of disagreeing, Jefferson resigned from his position and returned to Monticello. But he didn't stay there for long. As the country was looking to elect a new president in 1796, Tommy Jeffs went toe-to-toe with his former BFF, Mr. John Adams. I say former because, well, after this time, Tommy Jeffs and Adams didn't really like each other. Now come on, look at these two guys. It's obvious that Tommy Jeffs is gonna win. He's just so cool, and he lost.
Tommy Jeffs lost.
And due to the rules at this time, he was now vice president to John Adams. But fast forward 4 years, and there's another presidential election between the two BFFFFFs. Adams versus Jefferson, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Now, remember before how I told you Hamilton and Jefferson didn't see eye to eye? Well, in a major turn of events, they finally did. In the election of 1800, Jefferson won. But there was a problem. Jefferson ran alongside his running mate, Mr. Aaron Burr. Watch my Hamilton video to get the scoop on him. Well, to summarize things, these two men were kind of tied for who should be president. So the vote went to the House of Representatives, who, at the time, were all leaning towards picking Burr to be the president. But in steps Hamilton, who spoke to the House and told them this.
Listen, I got 2 things to say to y'all right now. Number 1, Aaron Burr stinks, vote for Tommy Jeffs. Number 2, try to find me my secret hiding spot.
So Jefferson wins and becomes the 3rd president of the United States.
Ah, man, these roast beef sandwiches are disgusting.
I know, but I can't stop eating it.
At least we finally got through the glass. I'm gonna go grab a drink at the snack stand over there.
Me too.
Hey guys, can you grab me a napkin while you're... Never mind. I found one. It's got 87 dudes' names on it, but I found one.
Anyway, when Tommy Jeffs became the president, the United States was pretty small. His plan was to expand, so he started with the port of New Orleans, a super important trading post that was owned by the French. After some back and forth, France agreed to sell the entire city of New Orleans and the port to the United States for about $10 million.
Monsieur Tommy Jeffs, may I have this little kitty rubber duck? I'ma say no. What do you say, Count Dracula? For the last time, my name is Peter.
The French then agreed to throw in the rest of the territory they owned for another $5 million.
Monsieur Dracula, I will give you all of this extra land for $5 million and that little cutesy rubber ducky.
What?
Why does everyone keep calling me Dracula?
This event became known as the Louisiana Purchase, and if you were to adjust the price of it today, it would equal about $8.5 billion.
Whoa.
The United States got all this land for about 3 cents an acre. That would be like buying all of Disney World for the price of a PS5 and 4 games.
Whoa.
This massive purchase doubled the size of the country in a snap, but there was one problem. Tommy Jeffs didn't really know what was out there. He had hoped to find a waterway that could go from the Mississippi River to the Pacific Ocean, which would make trading stuff easy.
Hey, anybody want to swap out for a holographic Jigglypuff?
But besides a waterway, there are some reports of Tommy Jeffs thinking there would be giant salt mountains and woolly mammoths to discover. So he persuaded Congress to pay for an expedition to explore this land.
Hey guys, I kinda need some more money to see what's on all that new land I bought.
But why?
So we can see what's out there, duh.
So you spent $15 million on something you've never seen before? And now you want more money?
Yes.
He called this mission the Voyage of Discovery and immediately began putting a team of explorers together.
So he hired Lewis and Clark to explore his new purchase. Check out my video about Lewis and Clark to learn more about that. But after serving 2 terms as president, Jefferson retired to Monticello, where he spent his remaining years. And although he and Adams had a falling out, the two reconnected years later in an exchange of letters. Jefferson later died on July 4th, 1826, on the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. He actually died on the same day as John Adams, too. His death marked the passing of one of the last founding fathers and perhaps one of the most famous Americans in history. He was buried where else but Monticello, where his grave lists 3 of his personal favorite achievements. Today, Monticello remains a historic site and a testament to Jefferson's legacy.
Steve, what did you do?
What? I think it looks better now.
Steve, we just wanted to change the name on it, not smother it in barbecue sauce.
Well, now it's historically significant and delicious. You should really be thanking me.
For what? This place is gonna open in 1 minute. What are we gonna do?
Relax. I know exactly what we can put in there, and no one will know the difference at all.
1 hour later. Oh, that looks good.
Parents and teachers, Thomas Jefferson is known to have pursued equality, but in many ways he failed to uphold his own ideas and has a really troubled past in regards to slavery. If you want to learn more about this, there's a link in the description box to a video that highlights his troubled past in an appropriate way. Hey guys, thanks for watching! Like every video of mine, there's a super secret hidden coupon code in it. Try to find it. This one's nearly impossible to find, but if you do, you can use it to get money off on my shirts and pillows and stuff. Now, on to thanking my patrons on Patreon. If you want your name read in my videos, well, just check out patreon.com/Mr. DeMaio and you can sign up and get your name read too. Special thanks to Toothless and Light Fury, Maddie Gator, Ronan X and Raiden Z, Catalina Ryan from Dublin, Ireland, Lennon McCartney Jones Page, Avalon and Cash, The Gouty Bros and Mabsy, Jasper Source Rex, Sam and Eddie from London, Jameson Nolan and Lily, Kuchan115, Asher Evans, Erickson and Alexander L, Owen Picklesheimer, Virginia and Harrison Way, Jude and Asher Kelly, Unschumann, Ocean Casey, Connor LeCoque and family, Paisley, Hanalei, Whitney and Brian, Marley and Lennon Kimsey, Mika, Jordan and Maya, Alexander, Julian and David, Oshie, Carter, Levi and Fletcher Crawford, Ethan LaFlamme, Bodie Turner, Moon and Storm from Arizona, Laser Rosen, The Puffin Boys, George Monkey Summers, Evan Lee, Carter Levi and Fletcher Crawford, Rebecca Meany, Max C, Sophie and Remy Keffer, Connor and Emma B, Sunshine Sparkle and the Pups, Penny and Liam Drury, Lainey, Maddie and Henry, Hawthorne and Willow Tree, Ben and Ollie, Gavin and Ian Eshte, Jonathan George Cheselton Kent, Gavin Meidel, Charlie Stone, Jack Hartzler, Roman and Mars, Ada S, CL and Django Henry, Gregory Shaw, Burning Wick, John Michael M and Charlie M, Stephen McPhee, Silas M, Gavin and Hayden Huggin, Max and Kaz, Wesley C, William and Joe, Nolan Jordan, Layla Delgado, Xavier Fries, Connor Pendergrass, Julian Jackson and Jacob, Lawrence from Canada, Bert, Kate, Ross, Lindy and Pepper, Luke Raposa, Zane and Asher Davis, Jonah Adam Joyce, Jason the Kid Parker, Solomon Caldwell and Asa Caldwell, Liam and Evelina, Sammy Osif, JJ Schmidt, Lucas Willett and family, Lava Liam, Connor Higgins, Jackson Bear Welch, Lucia and Camila Buendia, and Aria Caudry. Do you want to get your name in a video too? It'll be really nice if you did. Well, check out patreon.com/Mr. DeMaio. If you sign up, you can get your name in a video, see my videos early, and more. Check the description box for a link. Thanks for watching, guys.